So Marissa Bell is going to be our MC for today. So I'll actually hand it off to her before she gives it back to me.
Well, I want to say welcome everybody. Good morning, if that's your case, or afternoon. We're very excited to have you join us today. Uh, as Christine I have mentioned, I'm Marissa Blamarty. I'm the Retail Sales and Marketing Director here at AgentPort. And I'm joining her, or she's joining me, and together we're going to be the hosts here. Christina is the Director of Operations, for those of you that don't know her, but I'm pretty sure you do. And today we're going to be talking about and take you through what AgentPort is, because it's not just a platform that is designed to help the travel advisors streamline their work, but it also helps you on a day by day with the day by day operations. Okay, you can access supplier offers, you can compare them side by side, and even send the client some polished uh, information, or I will say itineraries, just in minutes instead of hours. Okay. And whether you are new to AgentPort or you're looking to get more out of it, this session is going to give you some practical insights, tips, and a closer look at how it can support your daily operations. Make sure that you have any questions, you add them to the chat so we can discuss them during the presentation. Okay, now let's get started. Christine, all yours.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and my screen. We're actually just going to use this time to do a live demonstration of it. So I want to show you what it looks like real time. That way you don't have to worry about figuring out how to do it within the product itself. You'll be able to see exactly the same thing when you go in. Okay, so let's give this a second, make sure it's... Are you able to see my screen, Marissa?
Yes.
Perfect. All right. So as Marissa talked about, this is something that we really hope is going to be an everyday tool for you. We're not trying to replace any of the existing tools you have or anything like that. What we're wanting to do is make it a little bit easier for you to kind of put all of those different tools together and give you some additional tools along with it. And it is all free, so you don't have to worry about having to pay extra for it or anything like that. It is our gift to you. What we do hope to get from this, though, is feedback from you. And I'm sure I'll mention it a couple of times because it is so important for us to know exactly what we're doing right, anything we're doing wrong, anything we're missing. So one of the first things I'm going to show you before even telling you how to use the tool is I wanted to show you this question mark right here. And this is how you can leave us some feedback. So we did get some feedback so far. We've gotten a little bit, and our devs were able to actually make some changes, and they did it within like 2 weeks. So we definitely listen to you. We want to know how we can make it better. All right, now to back up just a little bit, what exactly is AgentPort? So AgentPort, like I was saying, kind of like your central hub. We want you to be opening this every morning, just part of your normal routine. What it does for you is it includes that we get offers from. It gives you an ability to be able to search through those offers, compare those offers, and share those offers with your clients really easily. So it's search tool because it gives you that option. You can also learn more about suppliers, see things like webinars and news, but it also acts as a marketing tool for you too. So as I mentioned, it's really easy to share and comparisons. And I'll show you a couple other things you can really easily share too, including the spotlights. So we'll get into all of that. So let's go ahead and get started. So what we're looking at right now is the first screen that you would see when you first log in, and it'll tell you about any upcoming webinars, including what we're doing right now, but you'll also be able to see if there's additional ones. And we've worked with a lot of different partners to try to make sure we're getting as much information here as we can to make sure it's easy for you to see what's going on. So you can see there's a couple upcoming Travel Institute webinars here, which would be great to attend. You'll also see, as we are continuing to add to the offers that we have available in our system, any new suppliers that we've recently added, just to make sure if there's something new that pops up, you know that it's going to be available right away, and that you can get information on that supplier if it's somebody you're not familiar with. And then if I keep scrolling down, we have news we've aggregated from a few places. Again, this is all about just trying to make sure that you're keeping on top of everything. Is there any big news that would be useful for you to know right at the beginning of the day? We're going to try to keep all of that there for you. And again, this is something we aggregate from a few different places. So we get information from the Travel Institute, TRO, recommend.com, a few others as well. So a good kind of just place to be able to glance at the news and know kind of what's going on. We'll also show you any new specials that have come into the system recently. So this is a good one also to check, just to see, is there a trip that really makes sense for one of your clients, and maybe they're just waiting for the right time, and now you can let them know, hey, remember how we were talking about that Viking trip you were looking at? If we do it right now, there are some that have some airfare or reduced airfare, so it'd be a good time to book that.
Correct. And if I may add, uh, like Christina said, please send us feedback also in terms of even the news. What would you like to see there? If there's something that you will need to have it every day, or you're like, oh, I'll be more than happy to have these in my AgentPort dashboard.
Yeah,
It will
that's
help
great.
us.
Super helpful, any kind of feedback you give us. All right, so I'm going to scroll back up top and talk about some of these other things a little bit more too. So this hot deals, again, just kind of letting you know what current deals are out there. Supplier spotlights, these are going to be different pages that you can use as marketing for your clients. And we're going to go into each of these in a little bit more detail. I just kind of wanted to go over just what the dashboard looks like. And then the destination spotlights, which are going to be similar to the supplier spotlights, and we'll show you those as well. So the first thing I want to do in actually using the tool is show you what it looks like to do search and give you a better idea of what kind of content you'll be able to find. So if I click on search and book, it's going to bring us to the search page here. You can see you have different types of vacations that you can search by. So, you can search by cruise, you can search by land, day trip. Right now, that's going to be shore excursions. And one thing I really wanted to point out too, just because this is brand new to us, it just went live within the last couple of days, is we now have transfers. So this is going to be, if your client is needing to let's say hire a driver for a couple hours in order to be able to hit a couple different um, uh, tours or events, things like that. And I wanted to just show you here. Let's say the later part of this month, and I'll say I need it for 6 hours. You can do point to point too, so that's going to be more like your Uber kind of service. They also have parking as well, which is really cool. So if we wanted to go ahead and do it here, the way we're able to provide this is we have a partnership we call Mozio. And one of the really cool things about using Mozio is it gives you the option of setting your own pricing. So they'll have their default price for things, but then they leave it totally up to you on how you want to structure your commission. So you can do it by a percentage or a specific amount. Right now, loading what kind of options are available for us. And then as the owner of the account, you will have to sign up for it, but it's a super quick process. If you go into my account here, going to commission settings. And I'm able to set that. So gives you a lot of control over, being able to charge your customers exactly how you want to. All right, let's go ahead and go back to the search and book page here. So we went over transfers really briefly, again, just showing off, this great new product that we have. This great new
Christina,
partnership we have.
sorry to interrupt. I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
What if the agent already have access to Mozio?
Even better, they get to save the sign up. So what they'll do when they click on transfer and they do a search, instead of bringing them to the first screen where it asks you to sign up, you'll actually just be able to sign in with your current account. So you don't have to create a new account for it or anything like that.
Okay, perfect. And another advisor is asking us if it includes booking train as transportation or no.
I don't believe that Mozio does, which is the transfer we have. Okay, perfect. I'm going to go ahead now and go into my step as research. So I'm going to go in, pretend that I have a client who's looking for a cruise to the Caribbean. And I want to go through and try to find some offers that are really going to fit them, as well as show you how easy it is going to be to share those offers with them. So for destination, I said Caribbean, so let's go ahead and get that in there. And I'll say that they're wanting to go, once it starts getting maybe a little bit cooler, we'll say sometime in November. And it does let you put in your range of dates, and you get to determine how that range of date is being used. So in this case, I'm going to leave it saying that the trips will start within this range. But if you were looking for, exact start date, you wanted to see the entire trip range, you can do that. So you can kind of specify that to make sure it's exactly what you're looking for. I'm going to leave suppliers open. I'll leave kind of everything else open, I think. Actually, let's put in some duration here. We'll say 7 to 9 nights, and we'll go ahead and search. So as you can see, once you get to the search results page, you'll see how many offers are available that fit your search criteria. And you also have the option to narrow your search further on the left-hand side. So if you do a search and, oh my gosh, you have, 3,000 results, you can definitely fine tune that to make sure, you're finding something a little bit more specific so you don't have such a huge variety to look through. So I have different ways that I can sort this. I can look at it by top picks, and that's going to be showing me um, anything with any kind of specials first. And then after that, it will show me any suppliers that I have preferenced, which we will actually look at in a little bit. But you have other ways that you can sort those as well. We also have some different views. So this view is really nice if you want something a little bit more visual. I like to actually look at it though in this other view here. And that gives me a way I can look at a whole bunch all at once. And for me, I think this is a little bit easier to kind of try to find exactly what I'm looking for. So if I'm still kind of feeling the client out, maybe I'm not sure exactly exactly what kind of cruise they're looking for. I want to send them a couple different options just to get a better feel. So let's go ahead, and what I'm going to do now is create a comparison. So we'll say we're going to do this one. Let's see, I'm just going to try to do a couple different suppliers just to give you a better idea. Let's see. And princess. Okay, perfect. So you can actually compare up to 10. I picked 3, but let's go ahead and move forward with comparing those. And it just gives me a really nice kind of lined up view. So it's super easy for me to look through and compare those. It's super easy to see the differences in itineraries and everything like that. So it's super useful for a tool for you. But it's also super easy to share with your client. So if I want to share, and you'll see this share button on a lot of pages, we have microsites set up for you so that you're able to share it with them without having to have your own website or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just click this button here to copy the link. And I want to show you what that's like.
And another thing is that they can, in these comparisons, if there's a tour that will go to those places, not just a cruise, you can also include it in the comparison.
Yes, great point. So yeah, it doesn't
Mhm.
have to be limited to just cruises or anything like that. You can compare any types of offers. So this is what it would look like if I sent this to my client. So you can imagine how easy this would be to, send them a quick text, put in an email and say, here's 3 different ones. They're all a little bit different, just trying to, see which one you might like a little bit more. And then we can start narrowing from there to find you the perfect one. And what the client is able to do is they're also able to get that same information that you have, except for if there's any specific information that would be agent only facing. So, an example of that is we are never going to show any contact information for the supplier directly. All of the calls to action, everything like that, it's all going to show your contact information. We want to make sure you are the ones that they go through for their ultimate booking. And you can see too, this is what I've named my agency on this. This would show your agency name and it shows your contact information. And there's even a quick contact us button that they can send to you as well. Again, that all goes to you. But if you wanted to see what the customer would see exactly for this offer, you can just click on info and you'll see the same thing that they would look at. So you're giving them all of this great information on this offer. So they're able to actually look at all of the details themselves. So they can go through and actually get information about the different locations. This is something we've been working really hard on and trying to add as much information as we can to as many destinations as we can. If you find one that doesn't have information yet, though, and you want us to kind of pop that to our to the top of our priority list to do next, let us know. Again, we love that feedback. And then for the cruises, what's really cool about it is you can find a lot of information about the ship here too. So you can go to deck plans, see what the different decks look like on the ship, can help you kind of figure out which kind of cabin you're wanting to suggest to them. And this is going to kind of vary by the supplier. Some of them give us a ton of information, some of it not as much, but again, you can always hop into there to take a look before sending it to your clients so you know exactly what they're going to be seeing. And that is also something that when you click on it as an agent, you still get to see that as well. So now we're back to the agent view. And if I go into info here, you're going to see it's very similar, but you do have a few additional options that you can do here. So for example, you can recommend the offer, say, yes, this was great. Right now, this is something that's only going to be showing to you, but we do have some more plans with it. So definitely make sure you're taking advantage of that. You can also add a note. So for example, maybe this is a ship you've been on before and there was a restaurant that you absolutely loved. You can say, remind client to book early at this restaurant. I don't want to try to make up a restaurant name because it'll be so off. Okay. You can save that note, a really great reminder for yourself. If there's going to be a wait list for something or that they only have a limited time to do something, just a good place to be able to find that.
Right. Or a special show,
Oh,
that they're
yes,
bringing. Yeah.
absolutely. If you do find any problems with any of our content, just let us know. We'll get that fixed up real quick for you. And then one thing, as I was saying, that a advisor, or sorry, excuse me, that your client would not see um, unless you've enabled booking. Unless you've enabled booking for your clients, we have a select few suppliers that you can do that for, but they would never see this. This is going to bring you to booking information. So you're going to be able to see, how to book it, some general booking instructions, what the phone number is. And I'll show you some more information you can get for suppliers as well in just a bit. But let's go ahead and finish looking at the offers. So we did create the comparison before. So that's one way you can kind of group offers together. Again, whether you're trying to compare them yourself or you're wanting to be able to send that to a client. There is another way you can group offers together too, and that's our collections tool here. So what I can do is I can add to my collection and I can, add any notes that I want to. I have some collections already. I'm going to go ahead and make a new collection for this though. And I'm going to say Caribbean cruises, November for Charlie. And a really cool thing about the collections is that we do actually keep track of price changes for you. So if you have a group of offers in that collection and one of those offers changes price, we'll give you a notification and let you know. So I'm going to go ahead and actually make it so that, yes, I do want to be notified of price changes. I can go ahead and select create collection and we're all set. So we have that saved. So if there is a price change that happens, the notification is going to show up here, this little bell icon. So I had some collections in there previously. It looks like one of the prices for one of the offers I had put in my collection for Kyle and Veronica, there was a price change. So I'm able to actually see that, and I can go in and see, is there something, oh, you can see I put this together a little bit long ago, so this offer has expired, but you can see if there's a few different ones your client is considering and you think maybe the price is going to go down if you wait to book it for a little bit, that's going to be a really great tool for you.
We're having some questions in terms of when you log in. Please remember you log in manually, and when you log to that supplier, we're assuming you have already a login credential for the supplier. If not, you can create one. But that way, when you log into the supplier, the commission that you're going to get is based on what your contract with them is, or your host or consortia. Okay. We're not the ones getting any commission here. We don't get any of that. It's you. You're going to log into your normal account.
Yeah,
Okay.
great
Hope,
point. And actually, that is a really good lead into. Let's go ahead and actually look at the booking settings. So as Marissa mentioned, if you're going through booking, we're just passing you through to the supplier's booking site. And there are a couple things you can do to set up ahead of time. And it's not available for all suppliers, but if you want to check that out, what you can do is you can click on your user icon here at the top right, and we can go into my profile and going to booking and co-branding. And this is going to show you which suppliers have either co-branded sites or bookable sites, and whether it's going to be just for the agents or if you're going to be able to share that with your client and have your client book as well. And you can see you can add those, set those up if you don't want it to ever show. So for example, if you wanted to be able to book Viking yourself, but you didn't want your client to, you can always go in, edit it, and remove it. So you have total control over, what it is that you're allowing your clients to see.
and when the client respond, let's go to that part. When you send an offer to them, you send an itinerary, and they respond. It comes to their email, correct? They will have to come here also to go and look into it.
For the advisor or the client?
When the client respond to an inquiry, where it will go for the advisor.
Great question. So it will actually send you an email. So you'll get an email that'll let you know that you have a client interested in a trip. And if they were looking at a specific trip when they sent that email, so if you remember when we were looking at that offer detail page, there was that option to contact us. It's going to actually tell you which offer they were looking at. So it saves you a lot of time instead of trying to figure out what they might be interested in. You can give them a call and say, hey, saw that you were looking at this specific offer. Love to help you out with it, give you some more information about it.
Excellent. Thank you, Christina. And I have another question here. They're asking if we have here, if the agent port will pull offers from the consortia, if they're having their consortia. So they want to know about that. If the
Another
groups
great
or
question.
rates, yeah, if the groups and rates are the same as the consortia may have.
So on this version of AgentPort, which is the free version that we offer, it does not include any consortia specifics. We do offer other products, though, where we are able to pull those in for you. So I'm just going to do a quick plug here before we get back to it. But, we offer agent websites where you can actually share this offer information within a website that we host for you. Or we also have a tool that you can actually add it into your existing site. So if you already have a site, you don't want to, get rid of that and move somewhere new. We have ways that you can actually integrate that offer information into it and give your clients the ability to be able to do the same kind of searches you would do, but again, only seeing the client-facing views of it. And we also have an API. So for kind of more tech-heavy users who want to be able to pull the information in, but don't necessarily want to show the styling like how we have it styled, we do have that API available as well, and you can use it for a bunch of different tools. We actually have somebody who uses it for an itinerary building product that they have and a few other ones. So if you want that information that we have for these offers, there's some other ways we can share that as well.
Correct. And if they want, somebody's asking if it could be integrated outside site. So Christina's mentioning the APIs, and just send us an email to with what you are considering, and we will let you know how we could help.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are working actually on something right now that simplifies even further the one we already have. So it's a good time to let us know if you're interested. So that way we can add you to the top of our list.
So Patricia is asking, and she wants to clarify. She said, can I put the agent port on my website so the client can research and book cruises for the suppliers that allow it?
So that would be where you'd want to contact us so that we can get you some information about products that we have that are intended for your clients to be able to use. So I mentioned our website program, that's Nextsite. Voyager also, we also have the Voyager websites, which are beautiful. They don't natively come with that content, but we've worked on a tool that we can use to integrate into that. And then there is just a totally standalone product that you can put into your website if you didn't want us to host it and just wanted to put it in there. Definitely contact us and we'll get you some more details about that.
And we have there, they have some questions here. Do we include here land tours, right?
We do, yeah. Let's
Mm,
just try to think what would be a good way. Let's go to the suppliers page here.
okay.
Because there's also a lot of information you can get about the different suppliers, but I think this might be the easiest way for us to look at what suppliers we have offers available for. And I mentioned it a little bit how you can prefer certain suppliers. Those are going to show at the top and let you know that those are the ones that you've preferred. But you can see here we have, let's see, 67 altogether, and you can see there's quite a few. You can scroll through them. There's also the option to just search for one. And then if you wanted to, you can also narrow it by specific supplier type. So for example, if I wanted to look at tours, I can get an example of all of those right here. So let's keep on this track and keep talking about suppliers for a moment. Let's look at what kind of information you can get for the different suppliers. We'll use Globus as our example here. I'll just click on more info. And again, this is going to vary a little bit by supplier, what we have for them currently. But you can see that at the very least, you're going to get information on how you can actually make a reservation. So phone number to the reservation line. But if we have additional information, like the agent booking tool, we'll include that as well. And you can get more general information about them here. And then you can also see more detailed information about them. So for example, with Globus, there is a booking integration. So you'll be able to get into that booking setup here. It'll also tell you which destinations Globus has offers to. So you can really see quickly, if it's somebody you're not quite familiar with, you're able to look and see, where exactly is the supplier, doing vacations to. And interest is another one that is pretty cool. It's something that we have been working on to try to make as robust as possible. And this is where you're going to be using this to try to find a vacation for your client based more off of kind of the experience or feel of it, as opposed to looking specifically for like a destination or something along those lines. You can actually look more like by experience. So, for example, my favorite one to always look at is either the culinary and cooking one, or there's also one about uh, beer tasting. So those are always the ones that I use for my example because I love looking at the
Sign me in.
pictures. Yep, exactly. So you can always click on that to see the specific offers for Globus that have those tagged as being part of this specific interest. And you can look by interest as well. So if you wanted to kind of do it backwards, instead of looking for the specific supplier first and then seeing what interest that supplier has, we do also have a general interest page where you can start there, pick your interest first, and then see the offers available for it.
This is awesome, especially for those that have no idea you're starting right now and you're like, I don't know which supplier can provide me this. You can browse through this and see what is out there, and you can start using it and send it to your clients, and you're going to be surprised.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think once you start getting to know your clients a little bit better too, you're going to find an offer or, an offer that has a specific interest, and you're going to be like, I know exactly who's going to love that.
Let's say that a client, an advisor is looking because a client is asking about all-inclusive resorts in Mexico.
Hmm.
So where should they go and look?
Great question. So, right now, we do not have a ton of resorts in our system. It's actually something that we are hoping to be able to include a little bit further down the road. We do currently have some packages, though, from, for example, Pleasant Holidays and Delta, where it'll include some all inclusive resorts. Let's go back to actually. Sorry. Let me finish what I'm going through right now. Otherwise, we're going to be bouncing all over the place. But I get so excited when somebody asks a question. I want to answer it right away. Let's finish this really quick, and then we'll go through and I'll show you what kind of search results you'll get for that. Okay, so back to the supplier information. We just talked about interests. You can look at all of their offers from here. And a lot of times it's helping you find the same kind of information, but in different ways, just so that you can take, whatever path makes the most sense to you in order to find the perfect trip for your client. So here's all of the offers from Globus. And then if we have any specific news from them, that's going to show in this news area here. And then if they have any webinars, whether they are upcoming or, if, for example, here's some that happened in the past, you can actually go in and get information about those.
Excellent.
All right, so let's go back to all-inclusive resorts. So I'm going to go back to search and book and detailed search, because you can put in like exactly what you're looking for here. So if we wanted to let's change this to, I think we're going to have more luck with the vacation packages. But this also allows us to search by interest too. So we do have an all-inclusive interest that you can go ahead and narrow it down to. And then let's put in Mexico. And I believe we have at least a couple. Perfect. So you can see those there. And again, you can switch the view if you wanted it to be a little bit more kind of graphic heavy. And that way you can see actual pictures of what you're looking at. You can do that as well.
Okay. I just want to clarify for people that are asking, AgentPort is actually live. It's running. What Christina mentioned about a beta is that the searching tool that we are looking into integrating for those that have Voyager websites. Okay, but AgentPort, actually, you can start using it right away. I'm going to put here in the question section, I'm going to put the link where you can join and request access for free if you haven't done so, okay?
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, AgentPort, totally free. You can log in, sign up for it right now, and start using it right away. And for those of you who have been using it or maybe have already tried it, definitely hop in again, and you'll see that there's some new features in there. And we're continuing to add to it. You might already be sick of hearing this, but give us feedback. If there's something that you wish it did, or something that you think could be refined, anything like that, let us know. We want to make sure that you are finding this useful. It's built for you, and we want you to be using this.
Can we look for specific countries instead of the supplier?
Absolutely. Yeah. So that would be in the search and book if you wanted to do a search specifically for a certain location, you can do that. You can decide which kind of offer you're looking for, or if you go to the detailed offer, you don't have to put in a specific type of travel. And we can just put in our country here. So if we wanted to uh, do Canada, for example, we can do the search that way as well. Which leads me to this destinations tab, which is a little bit different than what we were talking about as far as searching for destinations, although it does also include that. So I've mentioned how we're trying really hard to make sure we're getting in destination information so that we can share that information with your client or with you when you're looking at an itinerary. We've also pulled that information out so that you can use it separate from a specific offer. And this is a really easy, quick way to be able to share information with your client about a specific destination. So as an example, let's go ahead and look at Barcelona.
While you're looking into that, I just want to make a quick comment here. Patricia, thank you for this. She said that AgentPort is great because Delta Vacation won't let her put a direct booking link on the website. So AgentPort give her that workaround. So
I
thank you,
love that.
Patricia. We love to hear your comments, especially those that have been using it before. Anything that you may have seen that AgentPort has been helping you, please let us know, provide that feedback, because that's what we need. We want to keep improving this, okay? Appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
Yeah, I think I mentioned when I was saying we want your feedback. I was kind of mentioning it almost in a negative way. We do also want to know what you do enjoy about it too. It's super helpful either way. All right, so back to Barcelona, which I kind of wish we were at right now because it's a little bit cold here. I bet you it's warmer there. You can get this information, some images, the map. A lot of times we'll also have links for Yelp or Google where they show restaurants and ratings and everything like that. So that's a super easy
Very
way
nice.
to give your client ideas. And then it'll show you some offers to it that'll show on the right-hand side, and you can see all of the offers. If we scroll down, you'll see the option. If you wanted to look at all offers that included Barcelona, you can. And this is kind of like the supplier information. Depending on the location, we might have more, might have less information. But for this one, you can see we have some attractions added in, some basic information, and events. So this is going to show you up and coming events happening at this specific location. And it's a really kind of easy way for you to be able to make some additional recommendations to your client, where you can see like, hey, if we book, for this specific week, they actually have this event going on, which I think you might be interested in. And there's no, commission associated with that or anything like that. It's just giving you another tool to share with your client. And then again, I've talked about it before, super duper easy share. Just click on that share button. You can copy that link. You can actually post it to your Facebook, your LinkedIn. You can start an email with it. So you have a whole bunch of different ways that you can share it. Since we're looking at it now, the checklist is going to give you some steps you can take to really make sure you're getting the most of your account. So if you get stuck and you're not quite sure where to go to next, go to your checklist and make sure that you've kind of marked all of those off. So one of the things that you might find really useful for this as well is just being able to market yourself more. So one of the things we have as an option is the profile, which is what this person was talking about, how you can enter in a whole bunch of information about yourself. And that's to be able to build a profile page for you, which is something you can also share really easily. And it's just a really quick way of letting clients know, what are your specialties? What is it about you specifically that they should book you as opposed to somebody else. And it also gives you options of being able to link to, if you do have an outside website, you can link that here. Um, Another thing that we've done too is we're trying to put in as many certification programs as possible and make it so that you can actually show if you've taken a course and you're actually certified with that, that you'll be able to verify it and get that checkbox on your profile. So, for example, if we go back to my profile, I can go to, let's see, where was it? I think it was, oh, it's just right here. That's why. You can see this option where if you're not already verified, it'll say verify. And then when you click on that, it'll give you the different options of which program to look at we have a connection to where we can actually confirm verification with them. So right now we only have the Travel Institute certifications, and then we have ASTA certifications as well, but we are trying to add more to that as well. Okay, so let's look at some other things you can share with your clients. So I'm going to kind of go back to looking at this as more of a marketing tool. Let's look at the spotlights because those are really cool. We have a partnership with Approach Guides, and they are pretty amazing. They give you these really beautiful created micro pages that you can share with your clients and put your contact information on. And they do these with the supplier. So the supplier is helping them, making sure that they build these pages in a way that's really going to highlight their product in the best way. So this looks like the latest ones. Let's go ahead and just look at it really quick so we can get an idea of what it looks like. So once you click on it, you can just click on View Full Experience. That's going to give you what that looks like and give you the option to co-brand it. You do have to sign up for it. You just sign up for it once though, and it's also free, so you can get that all set up all at one time. And then that way, when you send it to your client, it's going to have all of your information here. But then if you scroll down, you can see what beautiful information they have. This one's actually pretty short, but it looks like it has a brochure. Let's use a different one as an example. And then some of these actually will have links through to the supplier websites, giving you actually a co-branded supplier page where it'll have all of the information from the supplier directly, but again, it's going to have all of your contact information. Okay, let me see if this one's going to give us a little bit more information as a better example. And you can see they're just really beautifully curated and put together and so easy to share. And they have some really cool tools included in them as well. Like there's actually an AI kind of helper if you're wanting to get some help for what kind of text should I include in this email to my client. It actually does that for you, and it's really cool. I cannot gush enough about it. I would definitely recommend checking out one of the webinars we did with them before, so you can listen to Jennifer, one of the co-founders, talk about it because they are really cool. Okay, let me go ahead and close all of these tabs that I've been opening. Let's go back to here. We do also have a few spotlights that we've actually created at VacationPort. You can go over here if you're wanting to change which provider. So we looked at some approach guides. Let's look at some VacationPort guides as well. We don't have a ton, but we've made some partnerships with some kind of additional services that you can offer to your client, like Luggage Forge and a Global Rescue. And then we do also have a couple destinations and supplier pages. We're going to continue to add to those. But let me show you just as an example of like what one of these might look like.
Christina, when they're using those suppliers or the guides or any supplier information that is being sent, uh, that includes supplier information, they want to make sure that this will not show to their clients. Like the clients will not be able to have any link to that supplier. It will come back to you, correct?
Exactly. Yeah. So if there are going to be links to the supplier's website included, it is only going to be included if you set up a co-brand for it already. So you'll actually see that when you send it, I would send it to yourself if you want to kind of get a better idea of what it looks like first. You'll see that when you click on it, it'll go to the supplier website, but it's going to have something similar to, literally, I'll just use this as an example.
Well, I could mention like for those of you, for example, that have biking co-branding pages, you know that on the top of it, it will show your name or the name of the company, and then on the right side, it will show the phone number or email. So that's your branded page, and with some suppliers like biking, people can go and book directly to there, and you get the commission. So if you're talking about this is what Christina is saying. Yes, if you have a co-branded site, it could be added, like it will go there, but you get the commission. But if you don't have a co-branded site, it will just come back to you. Information could come back to you. It will not go to the supplier's page.
Yes, thank you so much for the clarification. And this is kind of an example of what a lot of them will look like is it'll include your contact information and your branding page at the top. So even though it's actually the supplier website that they're looking at, it is going to show your contact information and be set up in a way where it's not going to give your client to be able to book directly with the supplier. It's all going to lead back to you.
Okay.
Okay, one more thing I wanted to show about marketing. So we looked at how easy it is to create a comparison. I don't think we actually looked at how easy it is to share a specific offer. So I want to show you that, and then I also want to show you an offer image. Nope, off. I always do it backwards. An image creator for the offers. Just to give you another idea of how you can use this with your marketing. So let's go ahead. Let's make a different destination this time. I'm going to do super broad, but I don't want a bajillion results. So let's narrow down maybe the departure dates a little bit. Okay, so I think that should give us enough as an example.
Christina, while this is searching, do we have any airfare consolidators
We
on AgentPort
do
or not yet?
not. No, we don't have any airfare yet. It's not something we're actively working on, but it's not something we wouldn't be interested
Discard,
in.
discard.
We just would have to find like the right partner, really. Okay, so here's our search results page again. Let's go to, we'll just use this one as an example.
But I cannot wait for this. Okay, we got a feedback from Danny, and Danny said that was showing a booking about Emerald to the client, and within 20 minutes of sharing it, uh, he got a booking.
Oh, I
He or
love
she got a
that.
booking. So
That's
this is
wonderful.
great. This is what we want to hear, that it's working like that.
I love that so much.
And don't forget that for participating today, you're going to receive a $25 certificate towards the Voyager website setup fee. And we're going to have 3 lucky winners that are going to get a $200 setup fee for a new site. The ones, if you have already a Voyager website, the $25 fee or the 200 could be applied for a rebuild. So more to come about that. And we're going to be selecting that outside the webinar. You're going to be receiving an email. Okay.
All right, really quickly within the last 2 minutes, let me just show you this image editor just so you can see, get another idea of what else you can be doing to kind of up your marketing game. Okay, so what this does is it gives you the images that were included with the offer that we got from the supplier. So there are some rules about how you can use them. You can't use it for a different supplier or offer or anything like that. But you can select whichever offer it is, if there's multiples to choose from, and you create a graphic image for, your newsletter email, your website, social media, whatever it is right here. We also have some ways to kind of just give you like a huge head start. If you wanted to, for example, just include the title, price, and location, we already have that styled for you here. You can save it. When you
Nice.
save it, you can download it. We also have an integration with MailChimp. So if you're already sending out a newsletter with them and you already have an account with them, this is going to save you a little bit of time. So you can go ahead and include that image. And then what I would also recommend if you're doing that is make sure that you include a link on that image to go directly to this offer.
Awesome. It's all creative for you.
Yeah, I think one of the things that I want to do is maybe start making some examples of different layouts you could use, or things that you could create in MailChimp. Haven't gotten there yet, but I think that is one of the things I'm really excited to try to do.
Yeah, we just want you to go and explore and test it and start sending itineraries in offers to your clients, and let's see how that is going. We want to create that revolution for you. So you don't need to be tech savvy. You just need to have the will and have the clients.
Absolutely. So we are just about out of time. I'm going to try to talk a little bit quickly, though, just because I see a couple ones that came through. There was a question about whether we can integrate with MailerLite. I don't know what that is, but we would love to integrate with as many people as we can because we want to make this a huge time saver for you and just basically save you a bunch of steps. So I will look into MailerLite, figure out what that is, and see if there's any way we can get integration in it. Again, give us feedback. What is it that you're using to send your emails? That way we can see what is the most used and try to go after that one to get an integration. Okay,
Absolutely.
I think that's
We
probably
have
all
a
the time.
question that was when you were presenting Mozio.
Yes.
The person said, in terms of Mozio, if there's a problem with the booking, for instance, the clients cannot find their transfer or their flight has been canceled, uh, so she needs to reschedule it. How do you deal with this? Am I able to reach someone?
So that would all be through Mozio directly. I haven't had a chance, I'll be honest, to look into it too much myself yet, other than kind of looking at the commission structure. And I was actually out last week and they built it while I was out.
This is new, people. It's hot from the oven. So we
Yes.
just got it last week, and the team was so good at incorporating right away. So we haven't got a chance to go into those fine details. But like any supplier, you normally reach out to that supplier directly.
And I'll see while we're kind of seeing if anything else comes through, if we can actually find that really quick, if we just hop into um,
Mm.
my Mozio account. Let's see. While that's loading, any other questions that we missed? Oh, there was a question about whether Vacation Port is going to become Voyager. I'm glad you asked that question because it can be a little bit confusing. So what happened was Vacation Port, the company, was able to actually get the Voyager websites and social media manager from the original company that owned it. So now it's all actually under us. And as part of that, we were actually able to bring that same team over too. So that's how we were able to get Marissa Bell. And we are so excited because, obviously it gives us more to offer you. And also, Marissa Bell has been here doing all of this from a whole bunch of different angles. And we just find that the wisdom that she brings to be absolutely incredible. So we're so happy to be
Thank
able to
you.
do that.
Thank you. Thank you. So
Okay.
if you're interested, feel free to reach out to us. Remember, we're going to be sending emails after this with the recording session. You can also send us an email or call us. Okay. We're more than happy to answer anything for you. And like I said before, we need those feedback because this is a dashboard that will continue to keep growing. So the more you provide us, the more we can find out what else we can keep adding to it. Okay.
Absolutely. And if you have any questions about any of our other products too, we're really happy to share information about that. We really just want to be here to support you. Oh, one last thing that I should have mentioned before. We do have, let's see, that's not it. Um, I'll include this. It's in there somewhere. I can't remember offhand where it was though. We do have a guide that we've created to have you walk through the steps. So we'll make sure you have access to that as well. We just, again, want to make it really easy for you to know how to use it and all of the different things it offers. So you can see it'll give you the benefits of the specific and give you step directions along with a short video. So whatever we can do to make it easier for you to use, just let us know if there's something we're missing.
And if you use social media or any social media manager platform and you want to have ideas of how to incorporate some of these offers in your social media, send us an email. We'll help you with that. Okay. We'll give you more ideas and help you on.
Oh, is the site mobile friendly? Good question. It was built to be mobile friendly. Uh, it is it is desktop first, but you will be able to use it on a mobile device as well. A little bit easier if you have something that's like a little bit wider, like a tablet.
An iPad.
Yeah, exactly. But you can still use it on your phone. It's just it's not as easy because it's such a small screen. All right. Well, before I think of more things to talk about, I will go ahead and just thank you so much, everybody, for joining us for this.
Thank you guys for joining us today and giving us some, sharing your time with us. I hope that everything will be helpful for you. And I am looking to have you sign up for AgentPort if you don't have it yet. Okay. So
Thank
have
you
a
so much,
great
Eddie.
day.
Bye.
Bye.